Highwayman by Alfred Noyes. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees, and the moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas, and the road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The highwayman came riding up to the olden door. He had a French cocked hat on his forehead, a bunch of lace at his chin, a coat of claret velvet, and breeches of brown doe skin. They fitted with never a wrinkle. His boots were up to the thigh, and he rode with a jewelled twinkle. His pistol butts a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle, under the jewelled sky. Over the cobbles he clatters, and crashed into the darkened yard, and he tapped his whip on the shutters. But it was all locked and barred. He was as attuned to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, putting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. And dark, in the dark golden yard, a stable wicket creaked. Within the ulster listened. His face was white and peaked. His eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like mouldy hay. But he loved the landlord's daughter, the landlord's red-lipped daughter, and dumb as a dog he listened, and he heard the lover say, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet if they press me sharply, and harry me through the day, then look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight, and I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." He rose upright in his stirrups, but scarce could he reach her hand, but she loosed her hair ill the casement. His face burnt like a brand, as the black cascade of perfume came tumbling over his breast, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight, oh sweet black waves in the moonlight, and he tugged at his rein in the moonlight, and galloped away to the west. He did not come in the dawning, he did not come at noon, but out of the tawny sunset, before the rise of the moon, when the road is a gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a red-coat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the olden door. They said no word to the landlord, they drank his ale instead, but they gagged his daughter and bound her to the foot of her narrow bed. Two of them knelt at her casement, with muskets at their side. There was death at every window, and hell at one dark window, for Bess could see through her casement the road that he would ride. They had tied her up to attention, with many a sniggering jest. They had bound a musket beside her, with a barrel beneath her breast. Now keep good watch, and they kissed her, and she heard the dead man say, "Look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight, and I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." She twisted her hands behind her, but all the knots held good. She writhed her hands till her fingers were wet with sweat or blood. They into the darkness, and the hours crawled by like years, till now on the stroke of midnight, cold on the stroke of midnight, the tip of one finger touched it. The trigger at least was hers. The tip of one finger touched it. She strove no more for the rest. Up she stood to attention, with the barrel beneath her breast. She would not risk their hearing. She would not strive again, for the road lay bare in the moonlight, blank and bare in the moonlight, and the blood of her veins in the moonlight throbbed to her love's refrain. Tut-tut, tut-tut. Had they heard it? The horse hooves ringing clear. Tut-tut, tut-tut. In the distance, were they deaf that they did not hear? Down the ribbon of moonlight, over the brow of the hill, the highwayman came riding, 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 and their red coats took to their priming. She stood up straight and still, tut-tut in the frosty silence, tut-tut in the echoing night. Near he came and near. Her face was like a light. Her eyes grew wide for a moment. Then she drew one last deep breath. Then her finger moved in the moonlight. Her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warned him of her death. He turned, he spurred to the west. He did not know who stood bowed, with her head o'er the musket, drenched in her own red blood. Not till the dawn he heard it. His face grew grey to hear how Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight, and died in the darkness there. Back he sped like a madman, shrieking across to the sky. A white road smoking behind him, his rapier brandished high. Blood red were his spurs in the golden noon, and wine red was his velvet coat when they shot him down in the highway. Down like a dog in the highway. And he lay in his blood in the highway, with a bunch of lace at his throat. And still of a winter's night they say, when the wind is in the trees, and the moon is a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas, and the road is a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, a highwayman comes riding. A highwayman comes riding up to the olden door, over the cobbles he clatters and crashes into the darkened yard, and he taps with his whip on the shutters, but it is all locked and barred. He whistles a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting her dark red love knot into her long black hair.